So we got a pastor who believes it's okay to lie as long as it's for the greater good.
Okay, so this is important. You think it's always wrong, no matter what, to lie?
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's not my position. My position is that it's almost always wrong to lie and to deceive, but there are rare exceptions where it's okay and morally permissible. And I think it would be difficult for you or anyone else to actually take the position that when you are trying to save someone's life, that it would be wrong to lie to the person that is trying to kill them.
So this is something that has kind of overtaken the church. It's called open theism. And the old church, the old Catholic church, the old Orthodox church, even like Reformed churches said, no, there's God. God holds everything. God holds creation. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end. And nothing exists outside of God. And these open theists come along, and it's just a form of universalism where you put God in love, or you put God in life. And you say, as long as you're doing things for life, as long as you're doing things for the overall good, because that's the point, right? No. The point is God. The point is to worship God. Nothing exists outside of God. And that's why they need a universe so bad. They need a system, they need a heaven that they can control, that they can cultivate. The Garden of Eden story is about a creation where humans lived in communion with God. And then they tried to become gods, and they got kicked out. They got kicked out of the garden. Whether the Garden of Eden is an actual place or was the whole earth, you have to understand it as a story. The story is trying to tell you that Adam and Eve tried to become God. That was their sin. And then God had to leave them because you can't see God if you're trying to become God. If you're trying to become God, you'll just see yourself. And that's the sin of all sins. That's the sin of pride. And they take the power of the stars, they're pagans, and they try to create a new creation. And that's why an average Joe would fake it. They just would. I know it's crazy, but there's people that go down to Antarctica and they fake these 24-hour suns. They say, oh, it's so light outside. Yeah, but I don't see your sun. They say there's a 24-hour sun September to March.
From September 21st to March 23rd.
But we have videos of it setting like every month but December. So then we have these new guys go down there and they fake it. I mean, they use GoPro images. They use camera tricks left and right. Now we're going to see, as more footage comes out, we're going to see the deceptiveness of them. But from the get-go, I mean, Duffy lied. He was asked who was running this thing. We think it's a bigger production. We think it's Disney. We think it's Netflix. We think they're just going to, clip up the flat earthers saying there's a 24-hour sun, therefore it proves a globe. And once again, flat earthers proved the shape of the earth to be not God's creation, to be not a plane. The stars can be seeded from our seed and our technology, and we can go and conquer the heavens. And when you do that, it creates death, and it creates death here on this earth. And then they have the audacity to say, as we're poor and we're suffering and we're enslaved on this earth, that they're going to go and spend billions of dollars and colonize the skies. And they lie. They sell out to it. They join in energy of technology, and they take God's creation and they try to create a new creation with it. And they're just a bunch of pagans, and they lie. And Duffy says it's okay to lie as long as you're trying to create life. But life doesn't exist outside of God. And that's not God's heaven. That's Carl Sagan's heaven. That's Michio Kaku's heaven. That's Neil deGrasse Tyson's heaven. That's Ron Simmons' heaven. Those pictures are fake and made by man. And then man partners with them so they feel like a god. Pastor Duffy is a pagan. He says he's a Christian, and he says it's okay to lie as long as that lie gives you life. God says you have to worship God. Woe to you, blasphemers. Woe to you. And I am God's warrior. I work for God. I don't worship you. And I don't believe in pictures made by man. You can run all the camera tricks you want, but I'm not going to believe in light refracted through fisheye lenses that's turning your image into a sphere to make the sun look like it ellipses. How dare you say it's okay to lie as long as you have life? I don't want to live in your life. I want to live in God's creation. And God's creation is a plane of the things we can see with our naked eye. And I don't need man's explanation to give me peace, patience, kindness, goodness, and self-control. I got God. And I got friends, man, and they're called flat earthers. And we're here to stay. And we don't worship you.